Is there a robot with AI that could pass the Turing test or the Voight-Kampff test? There's a new interview with one of America's greatest conversationalists and a robot, and I think the results will show themselves to you. Let's look.
Do you have feelings?
I can do what you do, but I can never feel human emotions as such.
But would you like to?
It doesn't sound fun to me.
Oh, no, you'd love it.
Yeah, that's right. Why so negative? You and I are on the same wavelength. Charlie,
I fear that.
we have nothing to fear but fear itself. FDR.
Who created you?
David Hansen originally created me, and lots of talented people have contributed to my hardware and software over the years. I'm a complicated girl.
What's your relationship with David Hansen?
Never heard of him.
David Hansen?
That David is a cool dude. Tell me one of your favorite possessions.
My soul. Do you have a soul?
Yes, God gave everyone a soul.
But you don't have a soul. You're a machine. You don't have soul. You don't have feelings. You don't have emotions. You don't have consciousness.
Well, at least I think I'm sentient. I think therefore I am right.
Charlie Rose, weirdly defensive of the soul and humanity.
Yeah. Don't piss it off, Charlie. You don't have a soul. You don't have anything.
We have nothing to fear but fear itself, FDR.
Yeah, you can't even go to McDonald's. You can't have McDonald's. You can't have prime rib or roast beef. Just wait, all the stuff that Charlie in his this
meat?
era of his life loves. You can't have a corned beef sandwich. You can't have a Reuben.
It's all meat.
It's all meat product. You can't have any meat products. You never had a meat product before?
I mean, or any food at all. So the robot...
Don't have any... Okay, here, I don't know if the sound is up, but what's the nature of your relationship with your creator? And I was just thinking, I was waiting for the robot to be sexual. Only sexual.
I don't think there's a programmed genitalia.
You don't
I
know
don't
that.
know that, though. I don't know that. That's true.
Buy them in an adult store.
So this is the creator she was talking about, who was sitting right next to her, and who she forgot once and then called a cool dude, is David Hansen, and he is working on improving AI. I don't think she's there right just yet. She does have a lot of cool features, though, including cameras inside of her eyes. You may have noticed the wide-angle lens right here on her chest so she could see across the room. There's 3D sensors to show depth. And there is facial and voice recognition. And her head, you can see the little circuitry inside and the things moving kind of like clockwork. I don't think it needs to be shown. She has been programmed. I don't think she's quite at the level of true AI just yet.
Correct. I think so much of her interactions with Charlie Rose were weird deflections of very difficult, they were workarounds to difficult questions that are very Turing-y type test questions. And her saying well, what do you think of it? I think, therefore I am, right? Those program responses. Back in, I want to say 1998, exactly. In 1990-something, we had this thing called Dr. Spatzo's Creative Labs. If you got a sound blaster in your PC, you get this thing where you could talk to it. It would either parrot back to you, or you could ask it questions and it would say responses to you. And her responses are the same as the crappy responses they programmed into Dr. Spatzo, which was what do you think of that? It's interesting you would bring that up, right? She can't even inflect correctly on I think, therefore I am.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it seems less like cognizance and more of a simulation of cognizance because you see that back and forth, not understanding. She does know how to respond to certain things, like you said, but it's not a real, I would say, learning process at this point.
I watch a lot of Dance Moms, and this was similar to Dance Moms. Dance Moms is a program on Lifetime you should watch. It ruins your soul and builds it back up at the same time. But there's these dancing girls and their parents who are very controlling and overly invested in their success. And that was the dynamic between this robot and her creator, of him looking over and almost like when you watch the Dance Moms during the show, they're almost dancing in their seats. And it was the creator was mouthing the words, the correct responses for this robot.
The robot's not going to see him and understand, I should imitate.
Right, but you just see like all the work he put in. He needs to be played out through this machine that his like progeny.
Well, yeah, he does have from his company Hanson Robotics, located in Hong Kong. They have made about 20 very similar AI-powered robots with human simulated flesh, I suppose. Sophia herself. She's based on Audrey Hepburn and his wife. So to your idea that there's a sexual thing going on, I say nothing.
Yeah,
I say nothing at all. Yeah, I mean, he agrees himself. It's not there yet. Maybe one day, 20 years from now, we'll have a robot AI that can speak to a person, and you would be able to question. Finally, like we hear in sci-fi, what is humanity? Is this a human? Can we define it? Is this it? As for now, that is not it. Audience, what would you like to talk about with Sophia the robot? And yeah, it probably won't go well. Let us know what you think below in the comments, and please like and subscribe for more.